Hey everyone, and welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at working in the style of Vilde Rolfsen. This is specifically targeted at the Year 9 students, where we've been looking at using carrier bags and other rubbish to create abstract and surreal landscapes, or abstract forms. So we've got some example images on your screen right now from Vilde Rolfsen, where we're using carrier bags, we're using light and the creases in those, and kind of getting in really close to create these really abstract landscapes that look very surreal and very otherworldly. And we're going to take this a step further today when we start to edit our images to try and make them a bit better, or try and take them a step further. So to do this, we're going to be using a site called Pixlr.com. It's a free site. All you need to be able to do this is an internet connection, a computer, and the images that we shot just before the Easter break. So it's really important you've got those three things. As you'll see when we go onto the main website, we've got two different versions of the editing software. Today we're going to be using the Playful X version. It's a lot more stripped back than the advanced version, but it's still really effective. If you want to try out the advanced version for yourself, please do. Just dive straight in. It's free also. Give it a go. And there are other videos on the channel as well for how to use this. But like I say, today we're going to be using the Playful. So when we first click on that, it will take us to our history. So these are all the different projects that I've worked on. If you've used this before, you'll have some of your projects in here as well. So we're going to quite simply go over to this blue Open Image tab, and that will take us into our file browser. And then what I've got is a whole load of demo images I've been preparing for this kind of thing. We're going to go to the Vilde Rolfsen tab. Now, these images were ones I created a few weeks back to actually create a demonstration video on how to photograph in this style. That's also available on the YouTube channel, so if you have not yet photographed your images and you need to, please do check that out. And we're going to work with some of these now. So I'm going to choose this one to work with to begin with. So if I open that, it will give us a quality option. Well, I'm just going to go full HD. I always do. Click apply, and that'll open the image into our software. So we've got a few things here. There is a layers palette on the right hand side. We don't need that for what we're doing today. And on the left hand side, we've got a toolbar with lots of different options. Like I say, compared to the advanced version, this is quite stripped back. However, there's still some really great stuff in here. So to begin with, I'm going to crop my image. We've got kind of this white bit here. The key to the strength of these images is their abstract nature. So we have no concept of how big or how small the thing itself that we've photographed is. So in this instance, it's important to apply a little bit of cropping. So I'm going to go to my crop tool, and then I just simply drag in on the side here, and you'll notice the rule of thirds grid has appeared. We looked at rule of thirds way back in October, and here it is. And then we can kind of drag our image around, or drag our crop box around to put it where we want it. So I'm going to kind of put it there. If I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and click apply, and that'll apply that crop for me. So if we go back to the Vilde Rolfsen images, they're actually quite bright. So some of them are a little bit darker, yes, but they're actually generally quite bright. So we're going to make some adjustments there to try and make this happen. So in the adjust panel, we can click on that, and it'll open up a load of sliders for us. We don't want black and white. We're not interested in that today. One thing we can do though is we can change the hue, so we can completely change the color cast of the colors in our image to kind of change it up a bit. We can change the saturation to change how intense those colors are. So those are some color adjustments we can apply to our image. If we scroll down to the light section, we've got some exposure, also lots of different options for the exposure and things like that. So if we change the exposure, we can change how bright or dark our image is. We use correct terms like exposure, but for all intent and purpose, you are changing the overall kind of brightness or appearance of the image. We can also change the contrast as well, make some adjustments there. So we're just trying to refine our images, take them a step further. Really important thing to think about when we make these edits is we're not going to extremes. We're not taking these to kind of different levels and really pushing them out there. We're just making slight adjustments to these sliders simply by just clicking and dragging to move those sliders around to make the changes to our image. Okay. So if we're happy with the adjustments that we've made to our image, we simply go to click apply, and it'll apply those initial adjustments to our image. Now, one thing to think about is how we document our edits in our work. So you're all in Year 9 using PowerPoint, so that's absolutely fine. We need to make sure that when we come to evidence this in our PowerPoints that we have a before and an after image to show what the photograph looked like before we changed it and then what it looks like afterwards. And we also need a screen capture to be able to show how we edited our image. Now, I'm using a Mac, but this works just as well on Windows. But if you're using a Mac platform, you simply press Command-Shift-3. That'll take a screenshot picture of your screen for you, ready to go into your PowerPoint. If you're using a Windows computer, just use the screen print button, and then that'll put that on your clipboard, and you can paste it straight into your PowerPoint, ready for your work. So we've got our screenshot, we've made our adjustments, and now we need to save a copy of this image ready for use. So the way I'm going to do that is at the bottom of the page I've got this blue save button. I'm going to click that. It'll give me a load of quality options. I generally just leave the quality options as they are because they're generally quite good. But however, really important, on our file name, we need to make sure that we're changing our file name just so it says, say for example, the file name then edit1, so we can tell when we're looking at our pictures and our files which one was which and which one is the one we want to use. So let me just click download. That'll download a copy of that for us into your downloads, ready for use. So we can click that, and we can open that image up, and then we've got our image working in the style of. Okay, so really important, when we're evidencing this in our PowerPoint, we are showing our before and our after image, as well as a screenshot that shows kind of what we did. When we write about this, we're talking about what we did and how we did it, but more importantly, what was the inspiration from our photographer or our research to create this outcome in the end. So that was that for this tutorial. If you have any questions about what we've done today, simply email me or contact me on the Teams message board. And if you have other videos you'd like to see, maybe different techniques or styles you'd like to recreate, then simply ping that in an email or on the Teams message board, and I'll make the video for you and then put it onto the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.